Hi, and welcome to the NBA Economy Show. This is Fritz. Just um, just coming on quick to give you some quick news. This week we are going to be coming with the news more regularly. I know it hasn't been coming regularly, but it will. So please stay subscribed. Information is coming. Off season hasn't really fully come in fully yet, but we're gonna get there. Um, First, we're just gonna go on with a piece of news. We know that Michael Jordan has joined NBA on NBC. We know that next year NBC is joining uh, the the group of networks that are broadcasting NBA games. The history of NBC is very rich. It's probably um, when it comes to the 90s um, the most iconic of all the broadcasts. Always had a signature look. The broadcasting has always been top notch. NBC in the NBA really has like deep history with the NBA. It's iconic. It's great that you have such a great player joining such a great organization. Um, Michael Jordan joining NBC is pretty genius. It's genius for NBC. NBC is jumping back in the game after several years off. Uh, we know we know that TNT pretty much has had like the best broadcast recently, and their approach to the game is much different. NBC was very player positive. I know we had a lot of jokes on TNT, and that's kind of how made their show very iconic. NBC had player profiles that rival what 30 for 30 would be before every like weekend game. So NBC really had great player profiles. Um, David Aldridge, really good sideline announcers. So he joins that pedigree at NBC. We don't know what Amazon. Amazon's also a new partner. We don't know what how that whole broadcast will look like. But NBC brings a certain quality to the NBA that the others just don't. Oh, actually, my video's kind of frozen. Okay, 1 second. And so it has this certain pedigree. Um, but what the positives of what this link up could be? Uh, First, it does great for the Jordan brand. Jordan brand brings in over 7 billion per year. So that brand Jordan has, which is Vision in 1907, so it's free advertising for Jordan brand. I'm pretty sure whatever segment he's going to be on will be branded Jordan, and his actually network goes up every year. Jordan brand goes up every year, so it's free advertising for Michael Jordan. Um, it also, so it's free advertising for him, so that's great. So he gains money on that side. But not only that, some were saying he was going to be paid upwards of 40 million a year. That has not been confirmed. But some people who have like internally know what's going on say it's not as that much, but it's still a great deal. You know he's not going to be like, being there for the whole 2 hours. He's going to have a very limited role. So that's going to be positive for him. It's going to raise his awareness. Also with Jordan, his post playing era hasn't been that great. So um, Jordan as an owner, he didn't do too well. Sometimes when you're that great, um, you kind of take that greatness for granted, and some of his players that have been under him haven't been so great as an owner. He didn't spend as much as the other teams, and they didn't have success. So he actually sold out of the Charlotte Hornets franchise. So that kind of has been his legacy post playing in the NBA. So he could start a new legacy, something people could positively look at. Also, he 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 shows his greatness to a new generation. We see many of these kids have never seen Jordan play, and all they've seen are these curated clips, a few clips that kind of live in their minds. So they're gonna get to know him. Now they're probably gonna see more footage than they ever seen, um, and pretty much compare it to what they see now. And then in his past playing days, it's probably the first player that had so much coverage. Um, the NBA, the NBA really made him the face of the league. I think the one part that people aren't looking at is as LeBron is winding down his career, um, Michael Jordan becomes a gatekeeper to pretty much how he is seen. So as Michael Jordan speaks, so does the whole NBC, which is probably going to be the most iconic of the broadcasts out there. So if he doesn't give him that type of recognition, if he doesn't put him above himself, it's going to be tough for LeBron to make that to make that claim of the best ever. If him as a gatekeeper won't give him that title. Um, we know when players are usually on their farewell tour, people say they're the greatest, and we're probably going to have one broadcast team that's not gonna give him that title on the way out. So in one way, he's kind of protecting his legacy. Um, at the same time, he's working for NBC. I think this is a win-win for him, win-win for NBC. Um, we're as the days are going along, we're seeing the broadcast team straighten out. So that's something, some good news that we can share. So that's it for the Michael Jordan spot. I know a lot of people were Knicks fans on this channel. So just a couple of days ago, there was some confirmation that at the deadline, the Knicks did try to get Walker Kessler. There's no mention of what that package was, but we know that they end up sticking it out with Mitchell Robinson. The results have been pretty good this offseason, even though the Knicks are in an 0-2 hole versus the Pacers. So we see that Knicks try Kessler. Who knows this summer? They could make that move, um, make that move because Utah pretty much has to make a decision. This is the summer where Kessler would expect to get an early extension. If he doesn't go for the early extension, that kind of puts Utah back against the wall if they wait till the next summer um, to deal with that. So if they don't want to pay, you know, whatever his rate is, maybe this summer they move him. So we see that Knicks did try to make that move. Hopefully the Knicks can extend their season. Um, I really don't want to think about the summer, but if we have to talk about the next summer within the next week, we'll get to that. Um, so I just wanted to give you that information. We're going to keep on bringing you news. MJ is joining NBC. We also got news about Kessler joining the Knicks, and that's the news I have for now. Keep looking forward to bringing you news. And this is Fritz from the NBA Comedy Show. Thank you.